I'm here with Calum from the National Soccer Network, and today we are going to be previewing the March 18th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern match for the U.S. Open Cup. Charleston Battery, a staple in this competition, versus Florida Badgers FC. So we'll start off with Badgers FC. I wrote. I mean, they're basically a mini Haitian national team. They have 32 registered players, which alone is crazy. I get not everybody's available. Maybe there's eligibility stuff. It's really hard to tell until the day of the match when lineups are announced or when you get travel info. Of the 32 registered players, 22 are Haitian. There's also a little bit of a mix of USA and Ecuadorian as well. Last year, or to get to this point, right? They had one of the harder ones. There's not really, you don't see a lot of teams in this competition that won all four qualifying rounds. A lot of teams got a bye in I guess it would be the first qualifying round, but they had to win all three games. So they go beat Fort Myers City FC 1-0 in extra time.
Very good win.
Very good win.
It's
Yeah,
a very
exactly.
good team.
O'Shea's FC 5-0. I don't know if you know much about them. It's
I don't think so.
5-0 against anybody though. Hey, nothing to scoff at. And then this is the crazy one. Miami United FC, who ended up in the fall season for UPSL. I ended up going to see them live. They were in the final for the UPSL. Not the same season I get from this qualifying necessarily, but they beat them 5-3 in extra time. So, I mean, you know more with Miami United. Pretty quality win, right?
Absolutely impressive. Miami has a lot going forward, and I think that tells us a lot when it's going to extra time. You're still allowing 3 goals. But their back line is big. It's physical. You're getting 5 past them.
Yeah.
They have really quick fullbacks that will talk your ear off too, because I know because I've
Oh
heard
my
them at
goodness,
games.
man. I almost like commented on something because I'm like, it almost made the game like I was like, dude, do I have earbuds or something? Just not, which again, hey, great communication. But as somebody who was like an ex goalie too, I'm like, man, sometimes less is more. Like they were,
Current goalkeeper and
yeah.
current ref. Man, that poor ref. I went to see some of the UPSL Southeast finals because they've been in the last 2, and they won the last one, obviously this fall, and then they lost in the spring to the Tennessee Tempo,
Mhm.
who we are going to cover later.
Yep.
It's a lot, but they're really, really good and clean on the ball. So the Badgers just having that much of an explosive offense, that might be able to make up for them being leaky in the back.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know. We're about. I'd like you to get into the battery because they've added a lot of reinforcements this year.
Battery are crazy. I mean, each year I think they almost by their standards last year just was disappointing. Fans would tell you that, front office players. Well, one of the things, so first I'll go on to those additions that you've mentioned. I'm biased because I'm a Galaxy fan. And I really disliked him as a Galaxy player. He just didn't ever really live up
Oh
to the hype.
no! Oh
But
no!
he is a perfect USL Championship center forward in Miguel Berry from Galaxy. You have Andy Cabrera, a left winger from El Paso, that stud.
Point him out.
Yeah, and then Malik Foster as well, right wing from Indy class. Then the two guys I have like a special just affinity for. Nathan Messer out of Portland Hearts of Pine. I'm going to do a podcast either before or after this, depending on when we release this, about most deserved USL 1 to championship upgrades. He's going to be top 3. And then I think the sneaky most important signing, Sean Suber, center back from the champion
Absolutely.
Pittsburgh Riverhounds, just, I mean, brick house, like just really commands the back line. So overall, what are I mean, they're one of my favorites to win the USL championship. Not necessarily talking about that now, but it's crazy. One last thing I'll say with this that I have like almost all these teams, especially the pro teams, have games 3 or 4 days on either side because it is a midweek match. We had talked about this in another preview. It's all another issue. We wish U.S. Soccer would just kind of a lot of weekend for this. Would help with fans, all that stuff. Charleston Battery do not have a match for 11 days before, and then they have one. They have a match 3 days after, but it's at home, so they don't leave home until I believe like the 28th of March or something. It's late in the month. That's huge because then you look at Badgers. Badgers have matches 3 days on either side of this game, where they also have to make an 8-hour drive because it's not like one of these teams. I'd interviewed Ristosi FC's head coach. He was talking about how because they don't have a lot of these college players. A lot of guys are flying in from all over the country, kind of like we had mentioned it before, Des Moines Menace, where they're just recruiting guys from all over. Because all right, cool, get in. We'll have a couple of training sessions over the day or two before. But this one, they have a match 3 days before in Florida, I'm assuming, and then one 3 days after, and they have to drive 8 hours one way to get there. I think that is something that is a legitimate factor. But I've talked enough. I'm going to shut up. What are some of your thoughts?
Oh, you're all right. I was just going to add a bit on the battery reinforcements. I really like the signing of forward Alex Hughes from LAFC2. He was the USL2 Player of the Year a few years back. He set, like, I believe, collegiate records with UMass and high school records in the state of Massachusetts. I'm a little biased as a Tormenta lover myself, even though they're gone. Bringing in Ian Cameron as the assistant coach to support Ben Perman, who they gave a contract extension, is like some of the best business I've seen in a while from a USL side on the coaching staff. You already touched on Cabrera. I have bias against Miguel Berry because I had to watch him in an Atlanta United shirt, and it was one of the worst experiences I think I've ever had watching a player.
Same here from Galaxy. It was much better.
I know he does have previous success at the USL. I don't know how much of a benefactor how much he will really benefit the team. And hey, Miguel, if you're watching, no hate, man, but like you find your level and you do well and produce, and you're one of the strongest teams here now. You're helping replace MD Myers as well, who was a big loss for them. Aaron Maloney, who went to Lexington because they're buying everyone, was a big loss too. So then they brought in Colton Swan. He's a U.S. U19 Youth International prospect. He seems to be projecting well. I expect him to play, considering it's an Open Cup game. You might want some younger guys in. And it leaves me just being like, you're solid at the back. You have good youth and experience in the midfield. You have a ton of options at forward that do really well in the second division of American soccer. And you're asking a fourth division side to drive 8 hours with who knows how many players after playing a game 3 days ago. The odds are against the Badgers.
Yeah, it's tough. And I mean, obviously, I think this isn't going to be a surprise going to predictions from my tone this whole time and the stuff I've been pointing out. With no need to rotate the squad, that's just like, come on. Like, that's adding insult to injury for Badgers. You're playing one of the top second tier of the U.S. teams. They don't even have a game before. You have games 3 days either side of you. Just that with the offseason improvement as well from Battery. And they lost a couple of guys, like you had said, MD Myers as well. But it's almost like they go, all right, cool. So we're going to bring somebody in that may not be exactly that already, but that has a ton of MLS experience. Maybe not the best MLS experience, but has that experience. And then it's like, all right, cool. Then we're going to add and upgrade 3 other crucial positions. I just think they've done a lot of really good business, like you had said, with the coaching staff as well, just really building a deep staff. I'm going to be real here. My prediction is 5-1 Battery, and I could see it get it. I could see this being like one of those CONCACAF Champions League matches or something where, you're playing a team from like the Dominican Republic, like LAFC was or something, or I forget who was playing the Dominican team, Cincy. And it's like, yeah, like they probably aren't 13-0 bad over the course of 2 games, but it's like, you get 1, you get 2, you start to lose that belief. You have to drive 8 hours back to play a game like a day later, basically. I'm going with a Battery beatdown. To be real.
I agree. I did not have a score prediction prepared, so I'm just going to try and differ myself from you and say 6-1.
There we go.
I don't think it's going to be a clean sheet because I think they have enough going forward with all the options they have on the Badgers, and they've proven against quality opposition to at least get 1, maybe 2. Like, I'd love to be wrong, and they put this amazing effort forward because the Battery have been close to upsets in the past, maybe not by semi-pro teams, but some of the lower professional teams. But it would hurt my confidence.
I doubt all these guys play too, if we're being real. Even with that layoff, that's why it's tough, because it's like, man, without the layoff, that would have been the one thing where, you rest a Barry, you rest a Suber, or even a Messer if he ends up getting that starting spot. It's just tough because I think there's really no reason to rest the guys now. It's like, all right, cool. Well, bump up stats, get them time. But I could see them, maybe a couple of guys start on the bench, and then you go, all right, let's let the young guys start. I could see this starting off where it's like, oh my God, like it's 0-0 or only 1-0, like near half. And then if Charleston then subs in guys, I could see it just avalanching. And even if it's 0-0 at half, I would still say this is a 5-0, 5-1 kind of vibe. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I did
But
predict 6, so I guess that's stuck with me now.
yeah, I'm Price is writing you. There we go. But yeah, all right, cool. So that was our prediction for Charleston Battery versus Florida Badgers FC. It'll be kicking off March 18th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time.